Okay, we're live now. So I'm definitely. I'm hoping. So it's interesting because I went to a streaming. I'm trying to stream in multiple places right now. Well, I tried. It just didn't work. So I'm only streaming here. But I got to test how long it took for my signal from here to get to, like, let's say Australia or or the UK. It was really interesting. You got to see how long everything took. So I'm here. I'm trying not to look at myself, but I just want to thank you for showing up. Super. These messages don't come from me. This is like a global group reading, let's say. So I am talking. This is week 3 on hope. So we're going to be talking a little bit about hope tonight. Maybe recapping a little bit from last week. This is a conversation. So I want you to feel free to jump up and say anything, okay, or type anything that you want. And but we're going to move forward on this. So last week, actually, I do need to make sure that I preface this. I always just go right into it every time. And I need to remember that I have to take a breath and tell everybody who I am, what I do, and why I do it. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what happens. So my name is Janie. I'm a spiritual medium. What the heck does that even mean, right? So it means that I give messages from guides, loved ones, deceased angels, guides, deceased loved ones, whoever comes forward to give you a message of validation that life goes on. Now, if you come see me either one-on-one or you're in a group setting with me, you may not get what you think you want, but you will get what you need. So, and that is not of my doing, that's of great spirits doing, nothing to do with me. I'm just the messenger. So share this video if you like it. And let's get, what else do I have to tell you? Oh, so since this is a group reading, it is, what spirits will do when there's multiple people in the room is they will piggyback the message. They will go for multiple people. Now, how do you know that a message is for you? Let's kind of talk about that for a minute. It's sort of this like moment when you get this like, is that for me? Your soul begins to jump a little bit. You don't really like, and then you get a little nervous and you're not really sure. Do I want to talk? Do I want to get that medium's attention? Do I want to like pull myself out and let people know that could be for me? Well, here you get to do it quietly. You get to, but you will know in your soul when the message is for you. It doesn't mean that every single time that I do Mediumship Monday, am I going to do group readings? I do them. It kind of wherever I end up going and however long I talk. That's where I go. So don't go anywhere. I'm just telling you that because right about now people skip out. So that's what I see. I get to watch all the analytics and figure out like, oh, is this working? Is this not working? But share it, enjoy, and invite people to do it, to watch this. And let's get started. Week 3 on hope. Week 2, week 2, we talked about like what really is hope. It's interesting because when I looked, the only thing I saw was President Obama's talk, the audacity of hope. Like it's audacious to be hopeful. It kind of is in a way. And I want to talk about just how hope is an action word, and the action is moving forward and trying not to but it's fearful. It's fearful to move forward because you have this hope that it's going to be different, a hope that something is going to be, but all of your past experiences tell you, it's not going to be, it's just going to be the same. It may be even harder. That your past experiences can hold you back from living like an amazing, ridiculously happy life. So what was that? It's been a crazy night in here. Like TV's turning on, it's searching for stuff. So I'm in the TV room right now, and so there's lots of spirit already around me. So hope is an action. And last week I was saying that the question really was it an action of curiosity or was it an action of fear? Now, there's a potential to really get into this power struggle of fear and hope. Fear and hope. It pulls you back. It pulls you in. It pulls you back. Because it's never, if you're in that cycle, this is really important. If you're in that cycle, it's really, I would really strongly urge you to get into the point of observer. Observing what your feelings, your thoughts, your ideas are as you are pulling back and getting into this fear cycle. Fear is the world we live in right now, hands down. You got to fear for everything, right? Fear that little babies are being taken from their mothers at the border. Fear that you never know who has a nuclear bomb. Fear that all the glaciers are going to be gone. I mean, I could go on and on. I mean, we could talk about ocean gyres. I could actually go on for a really long time about how much fear there is. I bet you could too. I bet that you could go on and on about how much fear there is in the world. And then when you started to think about it, you would think how much happiness there is in the world of joyful. You maybe list 5. And I'm going to guarantee that your first, maybe 7 to 10, depending on how many kids you have. Those are going to be your first ones for happiness. Well, those are for sure my happy spot. So I want to really, I just want you to notice that. Notice where you're coming from. Notice what's coming up, because hope, not only is it an action word, but this week I want to talk about how it's a power word, how it's actually a power movement into who you truly are. So right now we get into fear, and what ends up happening is we get into fear, and then we get into like this power struggle, this inauthentic power that fizzles, power over somebody, power over yourself. And women, you're great at doing this. I know I am really good at doing this. I really should lose all this baby weight, or I should, blah, 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 cut my hair, wear this, wear that. There are billions of dollar industries, billions, just set up to make you believe that you should be in this point of one down, fearful place of not being enough, not having enough, not doing enough, not truly being who you are. You're only you're never being a human being, right? You're only being a human doing. You're not being thoughtful. It's not, because it's not, what to say, it's like lower chakra energies. And if you don't know what chakras are, we'll talk about that some other time. I'm just going to say that they're there. Search the internet. It's a big deal. It's your power centers within your body. So authentic power comes from, and this is where it gets really interesting. This is what I think. This is where I think it gets really interesting, because this is when you begin to snap in and move into your spiritual movement. And I hate to break it to everybody who's watching this right now, my guides are working with your guides. It's like a guide party. It's an energy party. So what ends up happening is you are on your spiritual path, whether you thought you were going to be there or not. It's happening right now, this second. You're becoming sensitized to energy, sensitized to your thoughts and your feelings, sensitized to who you are in the world, in your family, in your tribe, or in your non-tribe. So the authentic power comes from when you get into the cycle of fear and the cycle of, I want to say inauthentic power. I want to say power controlling power. You end up, when you get in that cycle, things will come up. So normally, and I'm going to use this because I think it's actually a really important piece. And there is Dr. Sarno, Sarano. Dr. Sarno is he's a doctor that says there's really no such thing as back pain. Yeah, you heard me right. There's no such thing as back pain. As I say that, and I get this little twinge in my back, it's because somehow we have learned in this craziness of a world is that it's easier to have a physical pain instead of dealing with your emotional pain. So what the heck does that have to do with hope, you might ask? Absolutely everything. And here is why. Hope is looking forward, being forward moving forward into it. Fear is pulling you back. Fear will say, you know what, something is wrong here. Remember, and I know I say remember, but I didn't say it. So let me say it. You have authentic power comes from the ground up, grassroots up, not top down. Like you could tell yourself all day anything you want. And you know, it was funny because I was talking to a really good friend last night. We're talking about The Secret. And one of the things that is really interesting that he said was that it's a top down thing. He didn't really say those words, but I'm saying it's a top down thing when you're like, I have this, 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 I have this. I want this. I need this. I'm like going to make $500,000. This is all top down. What happens when you come in this authentic power is you come from the bottom up. So the hope cycle that we're talking about, it'll do is unleash and get you to if you get curious about what's happening. And I always like to use myself because I have plenty to pick from. Right, and we have a live studio audience member here tonight, people. So I just want to shout out to Julie. Everybody say hi if you can. Yeah, authentic power comes from the ground. Yeah, did you write down what I wrote? I love that.
I am a scribe.
I love it. It's perfect. So I'm sorry. I did that, and I apologize. I got a little off track there for a second. So. Authentic power comes from the bottom up. Now, you build the foundation when you get curious about what's coming up and why. And I was saying that I like to use myself for it, right? So part of what I like to do is this is like global exposure. You know what I'm saying? So so I will use me because I fell into this trap of like I fell into the trap of the body. That's what I fell into the trap of. So my whole life, I worked out like a fiend. Couldn't get enough of working out. I would like run. I taught Pilates. I taught yoga. I taught weightlifting. I taught everything. I was in shape. But all the while that I was in shape, guess what I told myself? Dude, I'm fat. Dude, I've got to lose this weight. This is just too much. And I was super in shape until I had children. And I kept telling myself this over and over again, ground up, ground up, ground up. There's a problem, there's a problem, there's a problem. It's me, it's me, it's me, it's me. Mind you, this is like happening because I made up my mind this way, right? So don't feel sorry for me. That's what I'm saying. This is like just a learning experience. I'm still learning every day. Until I had like 3 kids in 16 months. And then I couldn't, I've had a hard time losing the weight. Let me just say it that way. Let me say all these times that I kept focusing on different areas of my body and really like pushing that fear into me. So what has to happen now is, and it takes a lot longer than what you think it takes, or it doesn't. And there's like the paradox. It can happen immediately, or it could take years. It's kind of up to you at the same time, which means it's up to me at the same time. It's individual. Whatever you need is what's going to happen. You could wallow for 25 years in something, and then one day it'll be done. Or you could spend a week there. It's your experience. You write this book. Nobody else writes this book for you. It's your book. So what I actually have to do, and this is just, again, my experience, what I need to do, what I didn't say need, what I encourage myself to do is to really take a daily practice on where I'm thanking my body for everything that it's ever done, for all of my babies, for all of the miles it's ever run, for all the gallons of sweat it's ever got me out, for all the trees I saw, for all the hikes I saw. And then when I get to be in that moment where I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Oh, rock that. That's perfect. Then I begin to dream and feel into what it's like to have those feelings of being fit and in shape. And then I think to myself, what would it be like if I did aerial acrobatics with pink? I mean, you got to dream, people. You just got to dream. What would it be like to do these wonderful things? But it first takes complete curiosity about your cycles, in your thoughts, your cycles in your ideas, your cycles. Because, and as crazy as this sounds, it's not crazy at all, actually, because let me just tell you where we're going with this. Why are we even talking about this? Is because this, you ready? The more you uncover what's actually happening, and the more you're curious about why you're having these thoughts, or why you are, why these cycles keep continuing, or why you're pulled to the same people, you have a chance over and over and over again to heal yourself. It could be, and in healing, we're really talking about healing your mind. You heal your mind first, and everything else follows, because your mind is a projection of what you think about yourself. Your mind is a projection of what you think about yourself. And if you can start to clear up your projections, or start to be kinder to yourself, or start to like really get curious about what's happening, you can connect metaphysically. Remember, first and foremost, I'm a medium here. Like my job here is to help you. I don't get on here because I like to rush home, make dinner, run around like a crazy person, tell the kids they can't talk to me because I'm too busy, right? I do this so that you understand how you can connect, how you can be in touch with the metaphysical, because it is your birthright. And I'm going to tell you what, it is always there. And no matter how much you tell yourself you're not worthy, you are less than, I'm just going to say that because like you're fat, my back hurts, my head hurts, I have a headache, I always get migraines, I need this, I need that, I have to have $1 million, and I need $1.5 million things, right? Well, what ends up happening is that holds you back from every impression, every thought process that comes up, everything that your birthright of being connected psychically to the energy around you, reading energy, understanding energy, asking energy for help. It's hard to get that help if you're totally blocked. So we're talking about clearing it up. And that's why hope is so important. It's the hope that you can really sit in your own power, your authentic power. Look, and now the TV turned off. Did you do that? No. We have some spirits here. Okay. I really appreciate you, Julie, right now scribing what I'm saying, because this is perfect. And I'm going to tell you, I like to do this. And there was people that I did a lot of groups this weekend, which, by the way, I love doing groups. There's like this hair. Sorry. I love doing groups. So I've just blinded myself. And I'm just going to do the rest of it just like this, okay? I really did just blind myself. So I love doing groups, and I do want to say I do have to, like, I mean, I'm still, a chick working in the world, so I do need to plug myself. This Wednesday, I'm going to be at Sal's Italian restaurant. The doors open at 4:00. 6:00, I will be probably screaming like a bat out of hell to get there at 6:00. I will start reading at 6:00 and go to 8. Okay, that's one thing I want to tell you about. And this interesting, great thing is. It looks like September 15th. So September 15th, I'm going to be at Chelsea at the Breakaway, which is like, I don't know how that's going to go. It's going to be pretty exciting. It's kind of, so I expect that if you see me there, I'll be totally nervous. You could probably poke me and I'll pee. No, I'm just kidding. That won't happen. Nobody saw that one coming. So I'm just saying that's not going to happen either. But I'm just saying that I will be totally nervous. It'll be a new place. And when I went there, I saw that there was a lot of there was a lot of men there, and men don't normally like what I do. So we'll see how it goes. So it could be a really interesting night. I would strongly suggest that if you're in the area that you
Do you have to sign up or can I just?
Oh, I don't just show up. I don't need to know you're coming. Just show up, and I think it'll be $50 a person. It seats less than Sal's though, so I think it seats like 30. I think that's what I was told. And as a new and exciting thing, this is so funny. I have like a young male here who's passed, who's trying so hard to be patient. He's just tapping his toe over here, like, okay, are you almost done? I'm just gonna say this. I don't know what I was saying. I think I said 30. I think Sal's like gets 45. So I have a younger male who feels like he passed in an accident. I also feel like there was a lot of like I'm sorry's coming through when I connect with him. He makes me feel like it's like a Dwayne, a D name. As I'm hearing him, he's taking responsibility for his passing. I think that's understood by the people who will get that message. So I'm not going to go too much into detail for him. I want to just tell the family, this feels very fresh. No, they just said, thank you for the flowers. So I don't know if there was particular flowers that were just picked out for him because it feels very fresh. So I don't know if there were some flowers that were taken to it just flowers were put down. He's not showing me. I keep like ask. So this is what happens. And when I am doing, when I'm with people and I'm in this mode, understand I don't walk around in this mode. Like if you're a friend, I'm not going to walk up and be like, oh, hey, Grandpa Ed says this. It doesn't work that way unless there's a really strong spirit. I'm not going to interrupt and give a message, but they have to be pretty adamant. So when I'm speaking with you, even if it's you is this green light that's on my computer, right? I see this green light and I'm talking to you, but I'm also having a conversation in the back of my head as I'm talking to these all spirits, trying to figure out what message is going for what and who and how do I get there? Oh, and I've got a hair out of place. Sorry. So I don't know why I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for me. So I'm asking them about flowers, like flowers where it is not making me feel as if the flowers were put down at a tombstone. I don't feel that way. I feel that they were just, I don't know if they're like on a roadside. So there's something there. I'm also connecting with a father who's passed. This has been passed for a long time. And that's how spirit works. That right there is how, I didn't touch it. If you just heard what that was a pop bottle or a soda bottle that just fell on the floor out of nowhere. I didn't touch it. It just fell. So spirits here, I feel like definitely this is like this is an older male who's coming forward. I feel very, very responsible. He's like coming forward with an apology. I feel like I have saying sorry. He's left this life too soon. I feel like he left it maybe in his 50s because I want to be closer towards 52. This is not my father. I know that he passed around that age, but this feels more of a male. I feel like an alcoholic around here. So I feel drinking over and over. I just see a lot of drinking. So they're apologizing. They're stepping forward to let everybody know. I feel like there's family watching tonight, like a group of people who are part of a family. I feel that. I also feel this is an important message. This makes me feel like there was feels like there was a brother. It's almost like he's showing me being homeless because as I see him, I see him as he's showing me like hobo. I see a hobo dinner. I see like being out west. So I'm almost seeing him in Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, like kind of these areas moving around. Wow. He just made me feel like he had everything. Like I felt like he had a silver spoon is what he's showing me. There was this, it's like he vanished. So and I don't know if he's been found. So I want to encourage, if there's a family watching, or if you're ever, let me just, forgot to say this too. If you're watching this a year from now and you hear something that's important that comes up for you, understand that spirit is multiple layers. So the layers of it, the message is still for you. If you feel this in your soul, the message is for you. So I feel like that brother is, so I want to encourage to look around those areas. That's kind of, I don't know if that helps at all, but I do, there's like a, he walked away from everything. He had everything. I feel like he had a family, he had kids, he had everything, and he walked away from it. This again, from what, these are pretty heavy readings to understand. 3 people coming forward, 3 of them taking responsibility for them and making me feel really woozy, which means they were, that there's drugs and alcohol related to each of their deaths. Now, what's important here is what we're talking about is hope. What we were speaking about is hope. What we're talking about is like understanding why you do things, being curious about your own like cyclical cycles. How about that? Being curious about your own cycles of thoughts and motorings. That's what I want to be. Thoughts and motorings, so that you, yeah, that's what I want to be. Curious, allow it to percolate up, allow an open mind. And actually, this is important. It's all important, but there's, but anyway, hopefully you've stuck around this far and you get the key to the kingdom, right? Like the key is this. You get curious about it. You allow it to percolate up, but you need to be able to assess it without saying, it's not me, it's you. It's not me, it's you. It's not me, it's you. It's you're the one with the problem, not me. I don't have a problem. Right? So allow yourself an open mind and ask your guides. So I know that there's a, I don't even remember the name of it's a college in the UK for metaphysical stuff. Seriously, there's a college there. I should have gone there. Should not have gone to Michigan. I should have gone over to Europe, but I didn't. I stayed here. And my really high biology science background has actually really helped people. So there you go. It all pays off and works off in the end. They don't really believe in guides. They think like, they don't think guides are real. And guess what? I don't care what anybody thinks. I only care what you think. And you are the individual here. What you believe and what you see and what you think is what's real. So that would mean that if I had somebody come up to be like, yeah, guides aren't real, I'd be like, okay. And if I had somebody come and be like, no, Janny, guides are totally real, I'd be like, okay. How powerful you are is beyond words, beyond measure, beyond any comprehension you have even grasped yet. You make this reality. Get curious about it. Be curious about your hope. Be curious about what hope is to you. Be curious how you're talking to yourself. Be curious how you're talking to other people. Tip well. Seriously, tip well. Tip people well. It's so good to do that. And it's, although tipping is, maybe we should abolish tipping and just have everybody make, anyway. Yeah. Okay. Abolish tipping, but still tip people. How about that? Let your servers make minimum wage at the very minimum, and then tip them on top of that. And let's get that going. Okay, off my soapbox. I'm not running for president this year.
Still early.
It's still early. I can do it later. Okay, so No, we need to pay people who are out there in the service industry because they are minorities and women who are not getting paid at least minimum wage. You're going to get, okay. So there we go. That's all for today. Make sure you like this, share this, put it on Facebook, tell people about me. And again, as I always say, if you had a good time, tell everybody. If you didn't, don't tell anybody. Have a wonderful night. And I got to see where to end stream because I always do this too late. Have a wonderful night. Oh, and I forgot to say, like, I literally am, just be on the lookout for spiritual medium merchandise. I have stuff coming. All right. See light, be light, yo. Ciao. Mwah. Bye.